Well, hey there. I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of How to Paint Like a Feminist. In today's episode, we're going to learn how to paint like big tech. It should be a good time. So if this is your first time joining us, I'd like to cordially invite you to pull up a chair and grab your mask and that mute button and get ready, because it's coming. But before we get started painting on this beautiful masterpiece, I'd like to give a shout out to this show's sponsor, Big Daddy Unlimited. That's right, you can go ahead and click that little linky lube down below and give them a little look-see for 99 cents. You can sign up for your first month and $10 a month after that to get access to amazing deals that most liberals would probably have a ultra meltdown over. Ammunition, guns, beautiful things that make America great. Oh, that's gonna get me banned. Anyway, give a little looky-loo down below, give them a little clicky-click and let them know I sent you, even though they probably have no idea who the hell I even am. So I know many of you are probably asking right now, like, hey, John, what's with the sunglasses? Are you trying to cover something up? And absolutely not. I kind of fell down. I was walking down the street and I ran into a big old liberal and we started talking about politics. I kind of fell, or was it I got hit by a door? I forget which it was, but anyway, I was wrong for disagreeing with him, and I apologize sincerely because we should all think the same and nobody should have opposing views, and we should certainly silence anyone that we disagree with, because that's exactly what we need in this country. And I think that was also done before in world history. But anyway, I'd like to apologize to that big old liberal. She was something else. That dyed hair came out of nowhere, and swear to God, it felt like I was getting assaulted by a My Little Pony, but I'm okay. It was just a door. Got it. So, before we get started, we're gonna have our handy dandy producer run those colors across the bottom of the screen. We're gonna start out with Communist China Red. We're gonna have some Fascist Book Blue and some Shut Your Damn Mouth Twitter Yellow. They're gonna get me too. Eventually, it's coming. Let's get started. So we're gonna go ahead and turn our canvas sideways. This is gonna be a horizontal type painting. We call it the Kamala position, as we've done in previous episodes. So we're gonna go ahead and coat this entire canvas in some liquid white privilege, because we clearly saw for people out of the Capitol, according to provocateurs like Talcum X, Sean King, it was white privilege that kept people from being shot in the streets like a lot of black people during the BLM protests. But for some reason, I kind of recall 2 white women being shot at the Capitol and dying. Am I wrong on that? And there were black police officers out there too, and black protesters, but yeah, it's about white privilege, for sure. Oh man, it's like having a interracial gangbang. You have a problem and everybody wants to stick their penis in it just to get some of that action. Doesn't matter what it is, we're the victims. Doesn't matter who you are, white, black, brown, yellow, pink, green, purple. Oh man, they're gonna get me now. I just shamed nerds. The purple candy, stuff's delicious. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with a whole lot of CCP red. That's a lot of red. We're gonna be very liberal with this as we spread it across this white privilege canvas. So we're gonna use our 2-inch phallic brush here. I'm gonna mix it into the bristles in here, just get a nice big mixture going here. Oh, that's a lot of red. Just really work it in there. Work it in there. And like I said, really liberal with this, and we're just gonna spread it across this canvas. Just really lay it on there nice and thick. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get that CCP red all over the place. Just really lay it on there nice and thick. Oh, it's just beautiful, beautiful little communist red color there. That's beautiful. Like I said, you wanna cover the entire canvas in this. Don't be stingy with your paint, especially if that paint belongs to somebody else. We're just gonna redistribute it across all this big canvas here. And you know, those that can't afford any paint, well, it'll be provided to you by the government. And those that can, that worked hard to get their paint, we're just gonna take some of this communist red and redistribute to those that can't, and make sure they do it the right way. Because they've done such a wonderful job with Social Security and the VA, and oh man. I need to slow down. I'm going a little too fast and making my points too quick. I'm blowing my own mind at this point. Oh man, Hillary's gonna use that one. Damn it. All right, so we've clearly run out of a lot of our communist red, so we're gonna get some more communist red. Because you know, you always run out when you spread it on there too thick and you take everybody else's paint, and it always runs out. It's so weird how that works. So we're just gonna finish it off down here at the bottom. There we go. beautiful. Look at all that communism. Oh, look at that. I'm getting some of that paint on the side there. I'm wasting it. Just throwing all that communism red everywhere. Just kind of what happens when you put the government in charge and they start throwing money at everything they feel is necessary, kind of like $25 million to Pakistan for gender studies, when you know damn well that money's not going to go to gender studies because Pakistan's still over there oppressing the homosexuals. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. So now we're going to go ahead and let this canvas dry, and we're going to have a few minutes to kind of let that happen, because we're going to paint another layer on top of it. So while we have some time to kill and we let this dry, I'd like to take a moment just to talk to you about your extended car warranty. I've been trying to get in hold of all of y'all, and you're just not answering your phones. And all right, so next color we're going to utilize is our Fascist Book Blue. No relation to any other entity out there that has a name that rhymes with Spacebook. Tom, I miss you. We didn't deserve you. I mean, the worst he ever did was teach us how to write an HTML code to put some cool little sparkles and music on our profile, to listen to some Backstreet Boys, or whatever the case may be. Never wanted to sell our information or silence people that they didn't agree with. And oh man, those Winklevoss twins, who would have known they were like Moses and Elijah, trying to spread the message to the masses, and we just ignored them. Well, at least the twins that played them in that movie were rather attractive. I mean, I'm not gay, but I kind of wonder what their dicks taste like. No, we need to edit that. All right, so we're gonna take some of this Fascist Book Blue, and we're gonna do our wet on wet, like I also like to call it, the lesbian style painting. A little scissoring action going on there. Oh, there we go. Gotta get a little flare up here. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Oh, there we go. Nice little big swooping F there. Big swooping F. Oh man, I don't know if you heard that on my microphone, but my stomach's been growling because I've been kind of hungry. All this painting with communist red put me in that weird hungered state. I don't understand it, but whatever. We'll just roll with it. So there we go. We got a nice little blue F there. Swooping tail, and make this come down a little bit, and there we go. There's our, put a little happy little circle around it. There we go. Look at that beautiful F. Just want to encircle that to make sure that we can get people's focus on the F itself. Nice swoopy little circle. There's the top. Swoop down here, swoop up here, come down there, bring it down a little bit more. Just a little bit more. There we go. That works for our Fascist Book Blue. So gotta love it. Gotta make sure we're even across the board here. I remember reading a statement from old Marky Mark, not the singer, although I do love his tunes. He's got some great underwear ads, but whatever. No, the other Mark, the Kuckelberg one. I remember him saying something about in 2015, January 9th, on his personal Facebook page. Not that I looked it up or anything, but he talked about he'd received death threats from somebody in Pakistan, but he still wasn't going to silence the opposition, because even offensive speech is still needed to help better society, so we can have conflicting opinions. And of course, I'm paraphrasing what he said. It was a lot of mumbly-jumbly, robot, weird stuff. You know how that operates. And then he turns around and says that he thinks President Trump is going to try and use violence to influence this election. I mean, if we really think about it, I watched the videos, I watched the rally, and I haven't seen any press report any sound bites or clips of where the president actually called for violent protest. Here it comes, folks. Weird. Yeah, but, you know, hey, those 10 Republicans that voted for impeachment, you know, their careers are over, and justifiably so. And you got other Republicans supporting them, saying, hey, it took some backbone to do that, but they themselves wouldn't actually vote for impeachment because they knew it would end their career. And they sit there and say that we shouldn't squabble amongst themselves. Well, I highly disagree. I think it's time the GOP had a WWE SmackDown, ringside court, seat tickets, whatever you want to call it. I'm not into sports, but you know what I'm talking about. Let's hang the Constitution from the rafters of the big old ladder match, and let's see them just go at it. I'd love to see Gates versus Crenshaw in a one-on-one tag team Super Slam combo Monday Night Raw. I don't think what I said made any sense, but the mental picture that it created in your mind that we painted together, that's what it's all about. All right, next we're gonna use our final color, the You Shut Your Damn Mouth Twitter Yellow, also known as the Jack Dorsky, or the Jack Dorksky, also known as the Jack Dorksky. Gonna smear some of that yellow all around there. And we're gonna get started over here, just to the right of the fascist book blue. And we're gonna paint a little, happy little birdie here. We're gonna paint a happy little, or excuse me, we're just gonna take some of this yellow here and put it together and just let this little thing come together. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying, hey, that looks like Trump's wig, but I promise you it's not. It's not nearly as beautiful and free-flowing. Although seriously, man, you're the President of the United States. If they can get a better haircut than that, but whatever. There we go. We're just gonna create that little bird's neck there. And sometimes I sit here painting to myself and think, you know, God, sometimes I wish you just turned me into a bird so I could fly far, far away to DC and shit all over the politicians' cars, because they're at the point of needing it. He's clearly kind of a skinny bird, because after all, we're putting him on the communism red here. He's not going to be a very big bird, and probably going to have part of his wings clipped so he can't go very far. You know, we have to have complete control over it. But there we go. And there's little tail feathers down there, and that's beautiful like that. And we're going to make some swooping motions. He's just trying to fly as far away from all of this as he can, and he just can't seem to get anywhere. You gotta love how Twitter's out there just tweeting about all these things in regards to election influence, and then they turn around and come to find out that Uganda said that we're gonna block you from our country, and well, man, Twitter just didn't like that. That had to be a hard dinner to sit at when you're almost choking on your own hypocrisy. Funny to me. Twitter got twittered. And you also gotta love how Twitter shuts down all these prominent conservative accounts, and man, they didn't touch hardly any liberals whatsoever. But hey, it was to protect a free and fair election. But let's silence the opposition voices on social media, because that's certainly the right thing to do. And it's just weird how that works. And then come to find out that other app that started called Parler, that was actually gaining a lot of traction, that was the #1 downloaded app on the Apple Play Store, well then suddenly they get dropped. By who? Amazon. And Amazon also hosts, you guessed it. Am I pointing at the bird? Good, okay, good. We'll cut this part out. You couldn't have planned that better. That was amazing, okay. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is in bed with good old Amazon. And Amazon gives Parler a 24-hour notice to put a mod system into place. Yet they had a phone call with one of the main people from Parler and said, hey, you're good. And then as soon as the whole election thing happened, whoop, man, they pulled that carpet really quick. It's almost as if big media techs are trying to come together to influence an election by silencing the opposition, regardless of how the actual election turns out. You gotta admit, they pulled a sneaky, or they thought they did. There's a capitalist war coming, and you're gonna lose. So we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of our WWF SmackDown chalk powder. We're gonna do the reveal of this bad boy. Here we go. Would you look at that guy? Beautiful son of a bitch. He's out there in Congress just wrecking shop and giving the left what they've been giving us for the last 4 years. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. If you haven't seen him do it, you should go watch it. Man, again, I'm not gay, but I totally would. Freedom. So we're gonna raffle this bad boy off, and 100% of these proceeds are gonna go to supporting small veteran-owned businesses that I'll be tagging on my Instagram, and you can follow along and see with complete transparency. Hit that link down below to enter. Raffle tickets for only $10. And as always, give our sponsors a follow at Big Daddy Unlimited. Hit that little clinky clink down below. And make sure you give me a follow over on the Twitter. Oh wait, never mind, I got banned on that thing years ago. I was getting banned before getting banned was cool. But you can follow me on Twitch at TheJohnBurke, where I stream every morning at 8 a.m. to talk to you, the viewers. You stay safe, and God bless America.